In the heart of Asia, a disquiet is brewing. A conflict that has been simmering between Pakistan and the Taliban is now reaching a boiling point. You see,
Please subscribe to this channel. Your single membership is extremely valuable for our growth and motivation. To receive regular updates, click the bell icon.
Pakistan's policy of supporting extremist groups, a dual-edged sword, has started to cut deep. The rise in militant attacks by the Taliban Pakistan, or TTP as they're commonly referred to, is a stark reflection of this deeply flawed strategy. The TTP, a group that owes its allegiance to the Taliban, has been waging a war against Pakistan for over a decade now. And this war, my friends, is not one of words or diplomatic tussles, but one of blood and violence, causing ripples of unrest across the region. Now Pakistan stands on a precipice, pointing fingers at the Taliban for nurturing the TTP and providing them operational freedom. This game of blame and counterblame has stirred up a hornet's nest, complicating an already volatile situation. As Pakistan now blames the Taliban for giving the TTP operational freedom, the scenario has become more complex and volatile. Pakistan's response to this situation has been a series of pressure tactics. In the midst of this escalating conflict, Pakistan has been pushing back, using strategic maneuvers designed to influence the Taliban. Central to these tactics is the deportation of Afghan refugees and the application of economic restrictions. The strategy behind such actions is twofold: to pressure the Taliban into action against the Taliban Pakistan, and to demonstrate the seriousness of Pakistan's stance. However, the Taliban has not taken these measures lightly. They have openly criticized Pakistan's actions, viewing them as punitive rather than persuasive. They perceive the deportations and economic limitations as an attempt to undermine their authority and have warned of potential retributive actions. But as these diplomatic chess moves are played out, there's a very real human cost. The pressure tactics applied by Pakistan, although aimed at the Taliban, are having a ripple effect. They're not just affecting the political landscape or the power dynamics between these two entities. They're worsening the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, intensifying the suffering of the very people they're meant to protect. These tactics, although aimed at the Taliban, have resulted in worsening the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Caught in this crossfire, the Pakistani Prime Minister has given the Taliban a choice. A choice that, in essence, is a demand for the Taliban to pick a side. Pakistan or the Taliban Pakistan, the TTP. It's a high-stakes ultimatum that has reverberated across the political landscape. A move that has once again placed Pakistan at the center of a swirling storm of controversy. The Pakistani PM's ultimatum was not a decision made lightly. It was born out of the escalating violence in the TTP's continued operations from within Afghanistan, operations that have been a thorn in Pakistan's side for over a decade. The ultimatum was issued as a desperate move to curb this violence and bring peace to the region. However, the likelihood of the Taliban acquiescing to this demand is, by all accounts, low. The Taliban and TTP share a symbiotic relationship, one that's deeply rooted in their mutual ideology and objectives. The Taliban, despite being under international scrutiny, has shown little interest in curbing the TTP's activities. And why would they? The TTP in many ways serves as their proxy, their pawn in this grand game of political chess. The fallout from this ultimatum is already being felt. Tensions have escalated, and the already fragile relations between Pakistan and Afghanistan are now further strained. The repercussions are not just confined to these two nations. They send ripples across the geopolitical landscape, affecting relationships and alliances far beyond their borders. This standoff between Pakistan and the Taliban is not just a regional concern, but a global one. This is a situation that requires urgent attention and resolution before it spirals out of control and plunges the region, and potentially the world, into a renewed cycle of conflict and violence. However, the most significant and heartbreaking impact of this conflict is on the people of Afghanistan. As the tensions between Pakistan and the Taliban remain unresolved, the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is deepening. The deportations of Afghan refugees and the economic restrictions imposed by Pakistan are adding fuel to the already burning fire. Picture this: thousands of people being forced to leave their temporary homes, their lives uprooted, and sent back to a country ravaged by conflict and uncertainty. This is the harsh reality for countless Afghan refugees. The economic restrictions, on the other hand, are like a double-edged sword. They are intended to pressure the Taliban, but they also cause immense suffering to the common people. The economy is strained, making it harder for families to access basic necessities: food, water, shelter, medical help. These are becoming luxuries for many. The strained relations between Pakistan and Afghanistan are pouring salt on the wounds of the Afghan refugees. They are caught in the middle of a power struggle, their lives hanging in the balance. They are the ones paying the price for the deteriorating relations between the two nations. Their stories of hardship and survival are a testament to the human spirit, but they are also a stark reminder of the urgent need for a resolution. The situation is dire. The people of Afghanistan need help. They need stability. They need peace. But with the dual policy of Pakistan and the stubbornness of the Taliban, the road to resolution seems long and arduous. As the world watches, the disquiet in the neighborhood continues to grow with no immediate resolution in sight.
Please subscribe to this channel. Your single membership is extremely valuable for our growth and motivation. To receive regular updates, click the bell icon.